Hi, I'm Tawanda Ewing, and this is Mindfull Mindfull, a series where I draw from science, engineering, and personal experiences to give you an interesting perspective on everyday life. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know what you think in the comments.
If you've watched a movie like The Matrix or The Terminator, you can't help but be a little suspicious of technology and the role it has to play in our future. What's worse is that for a while now, the rate at which technology has been developing has been accelerating, and we've gotten to a point where this rapid change is ushering in a new era commonly known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Now, there's no shortage of predictions on what will be the outcome of this revolution, and the most popular ones seem to focus on the amount of jobs that are going to be lost to the machines, and how this will have a disastrous effect on the people all over the world. But what if losing jobs isn't a bad thing? What if losing jobs as we know them today turns out to be one of the best things that has ever happened in human history? Sounds crazy, right? But there's one proposed outcome of the Fourth Industrial Revolution that entertains the possibility, and is known as the Age of Abundance. So naturally, the question becomes, what is the Age of Abundance, and why should you care about it? Let's start by briefly going through the history of the Industrial Revolutions to get a feel of just how impactful these things are. The first Industrial Revolution took place at the start of the 19th century and was characterized by the onset of machines and factories. While some jobs were lost, many more were created from the resulting industrial boom, as man worked alongside a machine to produce goods at a rate that was previously unimaginable. The second industrial revolution was less about productivity and more about a general improvement on the quality of life. It came with the alternating current electric grid and the induction motor, as well as wireless communication, which are technologies that are still dominant today, obviously upgraded, but fundamentally still the same. The third industrial revolution came in two parts. The first was the invention of the transistor, which ultimately led to the computers we use so casually today. And the second part was the invention of the internet, which allowed us to connect all our computers, creating an information boom that has undoubtedly changed the way we live. Alright, now that we're all caught up, let's step into the Age of Abundance, courtesy of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. An easy way to explain it is with practical examples of how some key industries could evolve to bring about this Age of Abundance. Just a disclaimer here, I've lived my entire life in the southern region of Africa, so my understanding of how these industries could evolve is completely based on what I have experienced in the last 24 years living in the region. So the key industries I want to discuss are food production, transportation, and accommodation. And the goal is for me to prove to you that the Fourth Industrial Revolution will make the services these industries provide near free, because of their abundance, of course. For me, food production is the easiest to explain. We're already aware that automation can cut costs, but it's safe to say we haven't seen anything yet. Thanks to artificial intelligence and advancements in robotics, the cost of food production is set to plummet. Better yet, if we use localized renewable energy sources to power the robots, it's not hard to imagine a world where no humans are involved from the moment a seed is planted to the time to rise at your table. Yes, robots will do the cooking as well. Next is transportation, which is also a key element in food production. And you probably know what I'm going to say. Driverless cars. Thank you, artificial intelligence. Combined with the ride-sharing model, electric and hydrogen-powered driverless vehicles could greatly reduce the cost of moving goods and people around. And it doesn't stop there, because electric planes are also on the rise, which could make regional flights more accessible than ever before. Lastly, accommodation. If you didn't know, there's a huge push in the construction industry to create fully autonomous construction sites by combining artificial intelligence, robotics, and 3D printing. The idea is to be able to build faster and be able to do so 24 hours per day. Infrastructure development in general will be transformed by such technology, and the cost of building accommodation for people will, surprise, surprise, drop dramatically. However, there's still a catch to this industry because the materials we use are not sustainable. But there's hope in the form of organic materials such as fire-resistant wood that is already being applied to certain projects around the world today. please do Google it, it's definitely worth a read. So there you have it, a glimpse into the age of abundance. Just to be clear, I'm mindful of the fact that there are a number of assumptions I've made about the world here. The biggest of which is that the organizations, governments, and individuals leading the fourth industrial revolution are fine with cutting down on profits for the sake of abundance. Secondly, is the availability of the energy needed to power all these robots, driverless cars, and what have you. Half of the people in Africa still have no access to electricity at the time of this video. And while that stat is improving year by year, there's still a lot to be done. And then let's address the elephant in the room. By just looking at how three industries will evolve in the age of abundance, a lot of jobs have to be sacrificed. The harsh reality is a transition into abundance won't be smooth for the people alive at the time, but will probably be viewed as something that was necessary by the generations that come after. They might live in a world where they receive a universal basic income that's enough to cover basic costs like food, accommodation, and transportation, and still have a little left over to do something they enjoy, all without the need to work. Not to mention how having these basic needs met for free will lead to people having time to develop their skills in fields and trades they are most passionate about. The question now is, why should we care about this today? We're probably the generation that's going to go through the rough part of this transition. Well, I feel as though it's important to balance things out and not make the future seem so gloomy. Having the light at the end of the tunnel to focus on will help to keep us moving through the potentially trying times ahead and allow us to wholeheartedly contribute towards the better future for humanity. So until next time, start getting ready to ride the wave of the fourth industrial revolution and stay mindful.
This video was brought to you by Umoja Urban Culture. Umoja Urban Culture is a store based in South Africa that specializes in Rasta wares and accessories. For more information, you can visit the store website at www.umojaurbanculture.co.za.